Keep it going for Big Dave, your host. And don't forget to tip Taz, working the bar for you. Little do you know, you were going to get a dark comedy show during daylight. You know, that's what you've been getting. I'm gonna be a little bit lighter for you today. This is Day, which is fitting. Yeah, daytime comedy, day, not night. And that's right. My name is Air, like the air around us. And despite what they say about white guys in Santa Fe, I showered today. Which means, oh yeah, give it up for that. Which means no matter what, each and every one of you are getting fresh air. Yeah. And they say that people with trauma go into comedy. You saw that all afternoon. But it does really make me think, wonder to myself, how funny do you guys think the funny people were during the Black Plague? Yeah. And bubonic is ripe for puns because it has both boob and ick in it. Am I right? Yeah. Now, speaking of words, you know when you're texting and it suggests the next words you should type, not autocorrect, but it's actually called predictive text? I think that's just a measure of how buck wild or buck mild your life is, you know? Imagine the predictive text for your grandma. It's probably really adorable, unless you got a crazy grandma like T's. And then imagine the predictive text for a meth head. Now, statistically, at least one of us in here does not have to imagine. USA, even though we lost the World Cup, we're number one. But I'm going to do some examples for you. So it's fitting because there is a baby. When a baby types in, I am, predictive text suggests goo goo gaga, and I pooped my pants. Yeah. And then when an elderly person types in, I am, it suggests falling and I can't get up. And I pooped my pants. Now picture this, in 50 years, TikTok is gonna have ads for Life Alert, or whatever version we have of Life Alert at that time. And then, this is no joke, there's me. When I type in I am, it legitimately says, not going. And I pooped my pants. Clearly, I'm a party animal, right? Now, I'm going to tell you all what's not going to... It might be the biggest joke you're going to hear tonight, but not the funniest joke you're going to hear tonight. I have been a teacher for 14 years. Yeah. No. The reason why you shouldn't clap for that is picture, why would just anyone ever choose to go back to middle school for 14 years? You know, right? Clearly I'm the most mentally unstable one you've seen up here, despite the mental instability of Abram, you know? But do any of you want to guess some of the nicknames I've gotten as a teacher before?
Oh, no. Yes.
No guesses? Yes. Yes.
Airbender.
Airbender. Well, they found out this year that I do comedy and go by Air, but I'll put my hair down.
I was gonna say man bun some shit.
Man bun Monday, yeah. Jesus. So I actually started teaching in Florida of all places, and they called me Jesus all the time. And then I came here to New Mexico, and they started calling me Mr. Jesus. Aww. God bless those Mexican Catholics, really putting respect on his name, you know what I'm saying? Now, even if I don't want to be the second coming of Jesus, because I saw what happened to him the first time he came. He got canceled, and it looked really painful. And so, I'm millennial white Timu Jesus. Timu because I'm cheap. And millennial because I don't turn water into wine, I turn water into non-alcoholic IPAs. Yeah. Because if I have millennial disciples, they either have a drinking problem or they're too scared to admit they have a drinking problem. And then it's non-alcoholic IPAs because they all like the taste of butthole a little bit, you know? You know that the millennials are known for eating butt, right? Yeah. We're the ones who brought it back, and now Gen Z is trying to say it's theirs. But I bring that all up because this year I had the fortunate experience. I had to break up a fight. It happens regularly. And so it's not my first rodeo. So a life hack for y'all if you have kids in your life is if you're really sick of hearing their slang, you just start saying it so much that it becomes cringe to them.
Yes.
Do y'all remember the big slang from this past year? Does anybody know it? Yeah, the 6-7. And so I was at the bus loop telling the kids goodbye. So instead of saying goodbye, I was like, bye 6-7s, bye 6-7s, bye 6-7s. And they'd all roll their eyes at me. But I'm at a bilingual school, so I would say bye 6-7s. And unlike Mike, I would actually build rapport with my clients, you know. But I'm doing this, and then all of a sudden my spidey sense starts to tingle behind my back, you know. And so I look over and I see this huge ring of kids. And it's year 14, so I know exactly what's happening. So I start sprinting without even thinking about it. And that's when I realized that I hadn't sprinted in over a year. Sorry, Mike, I'm in that 75% that doesn't do aerobics. And so I see this gladiator coliseum of kids gathered with 2 middle school 8th grade gladiators in the middle. And they're all chanting, Jerry, Jerry, Jerry. Just kidding. They're Gen Alpha these days. They don't know who Jerry Springer is. R.I.P. Jerry. They were chanting, fight, 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 fight. And I'm trying to break through this fight club, trying to squeeze through all the students, and I see one of the students in the middle, he's winding up for this huge haymaker, like all the way behind his back. And he goes to swing the punch, and the other kid just looks aloof, like they do when I'm trying to teach them math, you know? So he's just standing there, like eyes glazed, and the punch is getting closer and closer. I'm like, oh no, I'm too late. But no joke, that kid matrixed the crap out of the punch. Yeah, it was cool as heck. And I realized that's my chance. I have a chance to get through. So I finally squeeze through and I run in between and I put my arms up in between the kids. And the kid who missed the punch, he's winding up with the other hand. And so I close my eyes and I grin to myself a little bit. Because if this kid lands that punch, I know I can turn it into a 2-week vacation. Yeah. But for the first time in the history of mankind, a 13-year-old boy showed restraint. He didn't punch me. And then some smart aleck from the school yells out, Jesus is breaking up the fight! And immediately I'm pissed, because A, I'm the adult in the situation, so if I laugh, it encourages the behavior, you know? And then also, I'm a comedian, this kid's already funnier than me, you know? And then I think to myself, it's Gen Alpha now. Like, don't they know the woke thing now is that Jesus is black? Have you guys heard that? Like, Jesus grew up in the Middle East, he's black. And so I'm standing there being like, come on, don't you guys know I have to tell you I'm white Jesus, not black Jesus? And then the kid who missed the punch and stopped from punching me, he was so mad, he started yelling at me to get out of the way. So he was inching towards me, he had this crazed look in his eyes, and he was like, get out of the way! Get out of the way! And I wouldn't. Because I'm a brave man when it comes to a 13-year-old. But this kid got so upset that he yelled out, get out of the way! N-word. That's right. He called this the N-word. Yeah. And that's when I realized he might not be the smartest kid at the whole school, but I think he was the wokest. Because in front of everybody, he was the only one who remembered to acknowledge that Jesus is black. I've been Jawson. Thank you so much for coming out to our show. Big Dave is going to close us out.